Well, we're back up to over $30 an ounce for silver. And I don't think it's time to stop purchasing silver. I continue to purchase silver almost every week. And I think just because the price is going up over $33 per ounce, I don't think anyone should stop stacking. If you're stacking, continue to do so. Do so wisely and as best you can. But I want to take a look at a few things and trying to get your opinions on what you think would be the best purchase in this time. Now, recently I've been purchasing a lot of 90% silver, but I want to take a closer look at what regular coins will do, like this one here. You know, you have your Britannias, which is a very popular coin, and you know, you have your two ounce coins, and you have your generic rounds that you can purchase, like this one here. You have your maple leafs, the Canadian maple leaf, which is a very popular coin out there. You have your silver eagles, which you all know by now by watching my channel that I'm a big fan of the silver eagle. And I've explained many times why I am such a fan. You have your bars, you know, this one here, you know, it's Canadian 10 ounce bar, 4/9's fine. And you have your generic bars, like this one here, 10 ounce bar. And there's so many other things that are out there that you can choose from and, you know, purchase. And like I said, recently I've really been focusing on getting some 90%. So I've been buying Morgans quite a bit, just because I have a certain amount of money that I spend every week, and it's a little bit too expensive to go out and buy silver eagles. The premiums on these at most places are anywhere between $3 and $6, depending on where you get them. And, you know, your generic rounds, you can typically pick them up between $1 and $3 premium on these. And most of the time with the larger bars like this, you can typically get them between 1 and 3 as well. So you have so many different options out there with what you can purchase. And you can also get lower denominations of the 90%. Instead of going with the silver dollars, you can go with the 50 cent or all the way down to 10 cent. So what should you be purchasing during a time when silver is on the rise once again? Last year, it did hit these levels and got pretty close to the 35. And we're seeing that again right now where it's trending upward. And today it closed over $33 an ounce. So what should you be doing, and how should you approach purchasing silver? How should you approach stacking in times like this? Well, I still stick to my way that I do things, which is I buy a certain amount of silver every single week, no matter what the price of silver is. And it's because I know that silver will always maintain its value. Even when it has dropped down multiple times over the years, it's dropped down to the $15 mark. And, you know, you can look over the time frame all the way back in April of 2011 when it hit nearly $50 an ounce, and you can see that here on this chart. Yeah, it was all the way up to $48.03 on April 25th of 2011. And then shortly thereafter, it dropped all the way back down to $20 and then went all the way down to $13 and right around December of 2015. So should you be worried about silver prices dropping, silver prices tanking, and losing half your money if you're buying it right now at the 33 and it drops back down to 14? Well, I don't really think that silver is a bad purchase. Over time, it did hover once it hit that high. It did hover right around the $14 to $17 for a long time. Almost 5 years, it stayed within that range, only getting up in the $20 range just a few times. And then over the last 5 years, since 2020, it went up to 27 and hovered right around the $20 range to $25 range until recently. If you look at the silver chart throughout its history, it is still on a gradual climb. So what does that mean? It means that if you hang on to it for the long term, which I stack my silver because I plan on holding it for the long term. I don't buy it to resell it. I don't buy it to use it in an emergency. I buy it to hold on to it as long as I can. Now, I'm not opposed to people purchasing silver. People can do whatever they want. They can purchase it and sell it for whatever reason they may feel like they have to dump it if they get into a situation, and I'm not opposed to any of that. And I think stacking silver is a wonderful hobby. I really enjoy it. Picking up really, really nice rounds. It's always a good thing to do for me. Now, that's for me, and it's not for everybody, but the reason why I do it is because it's one way to save your money. It's all about saving and investing in yourself. That's what I talk about all the time on my channel, whether it's with real estate or, even some cryptocurrency. And being diversified is always good as well, but it's up to the individual. My whole thing is I really encourage people to try to at least start investing in themselves, start investing your money in things that are going to make you money in the long run. Now, silver you're not going to get rich quick off silver. There's a lot of people that try to play that game, and a lot of people that try to buy it when it's on the high and hope that they're going to continue to get a lot of return on their money when they do that. And that's probably not going to be the case. Now, I would love it if silver continued to climb and got up into the 40s and stayed there for some time and slowly went up to 50. And we just don't know what it's going to do. It could drop back down to the $15 range. But like I've said in the past, if that is the case, everything that I buy now, yes, is only going to be worth half of what I paid for it. But what I'm going to continue to do is buy it when it's at $15 instead of buying 1 ounce, which is what I've typically done over the last year and a half or so. You can get it right around the $30. And, now if I have that $30 to spend, if it drops back down to 15, I'll be buying 2 at that price. And when it goes back up to 30, and it always will, silver's not a thing like regular money where the price could drop off, or regular items that you buy. It is a precious metal, and it has a precious metal signature because of what it is. It's a rare metal. There is a lot of it out there, but it is considered money. So when it comes down to it, it will always increase in price over time. And that's exactly what my encouragement is to people, is to put your money somewhere where you're going to get a continual return over the long haul. So even with 401k, you continually put money in there every single week. Now, if you have a 401k, that's great. If you've had it for a long time, it's a really good way to make money. But if you're just starting off in 401k, it's very volatile. And unless you know that you're going to be able to invest money in it every single week for the long haul, it may not be so good. If you're working at one company and you start with another company and they don't offer it, it's not always the best option for all people, but it is a good option. I have many friends that have 401k and have done very well with it, and they've been doing it for the long haul. And that's what investing is all about, doing it for the long haul, not just not just a momentary throw a bunch of money in and hope to get rich quick. It never really works out well that way for anybody. Investing and saving is a long time life. It's a lifelong thing that you should be doing, and doing it every single day, every single paycheck. When you make money, part of it should go into savings for yourself. And that's what it is all about. That's what I talk about. And I think silver is a great way to start your investing and start learning how to invest your money and be able to watch it as it climbs and as it decreases over time. Learn how that works, learn what it does, understand if you put $100 into silver and it drops half and now you're at $50, just understand you still have that many ounces of silver. And when it goes back up, then you're going to increase back up to where it goes. And if you continually purchase on the highs and the lows, then you'll see over time that you do get an increase on your investment. And it's more so than most any other bank account that you can find or savings account. Now, I personally have my money in a savings account that gives me nearly 4% return. And I have my liquid assets in that savings account for using it to do larger investing. And once I make those larger investments, it comes out of that short-term savings account and goes into whatever we invest our money in. Now, silver, on the other hand, I go and purchase it every single week, and I put it in my safe, and it stays with me, small amounts every single week, and it grows over time, and it's always going to be there. Sometimes it's a little bit faster to get money for. You can always take it, and most coin shops will take your silver and give you that cold hard cash that you can go and use in whatever situation you need it for. So to make a long story short, no matter what you buy, whether it be the Eagles or the generic rounds, you make the choice on what it's going to be, and watch and see what it does for you and understand what it is, right? So I would like to get your opinion on what you think is the best option and the reasons why. So please leave some comments down below. I really am interested, especially some of you out there that have been watching that have been doing this a very long time. You understand what it is to purchase silver in this form right here, and watching its growth because of its intrinsic value and what you can get out of it. Now, some of these, like this one here, can be worth more than its silver content. And that's one of the reasons why I enjoy this one here so much, is because this always seems to sell at a higher premium, at least here in the United States. I'm not sure how the maple leaf does in Canada when you try to sell it back. But I'd be very interested to hear from you guys in Canada if this here has a higher resale in Canada than the Eagle or your basic generic rounds. I know there are some premiums that you have to pay for in Canada to pick up the Eagles, but I don't know how much the premium is there. I've never been to Canada to purchase any silver, but the maple leaves here don't really sell for that much more than the metal content that's in them. Whereas the Eagles, I can usually always sell them back for more than spot pricing, more than the silver content, at least for now. That's been the case for many years, and that's the reason why I have a lot of silver Eagles. It does equal more than 50% of my entire stack. And I do it for the reason, if I ever need it, I know that I can at least get what silver is worth, opposed to sometimes trying to get rid of larger bars and trying to get rid of kilo coins and things like that. Sometimes it's really hard to sell those. They're large, and if the coin shop or place you're trying to sell it has a hard time selling that themselves, they're not going to pay you very much for it on the return. And same with these here, depending on where you go, trying to sell these back can be hard sometimes. But I'd love to hear from you guys out there that have been stacking for a long time and have a bunch of constitutional silver and have a bunch of Morgans and peace dollars. And I'd like to know what you guys know and what you've seen out there. Now, I don't have very much personal experience selling my silver because I've never really done so. I don't have it as an emergency fund. I do have my own personal emergency fund, and I do not use my silver for that. By the grace of God, I have not had to sell my silver to pay off anything that I needed to, or had an emergency that needed to dip into my silver. So I'd be very interested to hear from the community out there, from you guys that have had to sell off some of it or wanted to sell it for whatever reason, what you found the resale value to be versus what you purchased it for. And I'm not just talking over time, just because silver increased in price where you bought it and you purchased one of these for $5, and then all of a sudden silver went up to, $33 where it is now, and you ended up selling it and getting a huge return on it. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about when you purchased this and then you tried to sell it, did you see that you were getting a higher premium than what you paid for it? Did the collectability of that coin actually go up? I just recently started getting into collecting Morgans. My junk silver has mostly consisted of the smaller denominations, 50-cent pieces, walking liberties, a bunch of silver dimes, just to purchase what I could with the $30 that I had. And it's only recently where I really needed to do that. Like I said, over the last 5 years, silver has hovered right in that $20 range or so, and that's where I've been putting a certain amount of money every single week into it over the time, and was able to purchase full pieces of silver, full rounds, or full coins, and keep up with that. Recently, with the prices being over 30, I only wanted to spend a certain amount, and it's been a little bit difficult trying to get silver per ounce with the amount of money that I have. So I've resorted to purchasing a bunch of this constitutional, and I enjoy it. It's really good. I like the look of it, and it's silver. And at the end of the day, that's what I enjoy buying. I enjoy buying silver, and I'll continue to do so no matter what the price is. And I've been saving up for the last couple of weeks. I'm getting ready to go to a coin show here this upcoming weekend with some friends, and we're gonna go check it out. And I plan on spending a few weeks worth of savings that I put up to buy some silver at this coin show, and hopefully I can get some good deals and find some unique pieces. And I'm hoping to find some more 2-ounce rounds that I can purchase. That I've really enjoyed picking up these 2-ounce rounds. I mean, they really put some detail into these things, and I'm hoping I can find some more really cool looking rounds like this, or some other ones. I've been looking online, and I'm kind of getting excited about going to this coin show. I know some people, that's where they always go to get their coins because they get a better deal. I know there's taxes, and sometimes that plays a big role. And I'd love to hear some comments down below on some of this stuff. And I'd like to put together, and this is how I'm going to know if you watched all the way to the end, because the video is about to end and I'm asking this question. So I want to know from you guys that watched to the end: the American Silver Eagle, the Britannia, let's go with this one here, which is the Krugerrand. The Libertad. The silver dollar. We'll go with the Morgan. You know what? Let's even go with a peace dollar. So would you rather have a Morgan or a peace? Or would you rather end up with a generic round like something like this, just a generic round? All right, so there you have it. Let me know below what you'd rather have. If it was all the same price and you were able to buy it right now at the same price and somebody offered you, hey, I'll sell you any of these at the spot price right now, which one would you purchase at spot pricing? Canadian Maple. Crew. All right, that'll do it for now, folks. Thank you so much for joining me today. Appreciate you spending your time with me here at Mind Your Venture. Really appreciate all of you guys out there. And until next time, keep on stacking. Onward and
Was a
upward.
man that stacked silver, so he called himself an investor. But the silver he had was not enough, so he stacked it more and more. Soon then the increase comes, shiny, glittery, and in large sums. Now when the stacking's done,